Hey, what's up, everyone? I was just reading an interesting article about Balisongs, aka butterfly knives. We have a couple here, and they are just amazing. I knew there were a lot of countries that that have basically outlawed Balisongs. Some won't let you own them at all. Others will let you have them. Let you have them if you promise to keep them home because they're very dangerous. And then in the U.S. Same thing. A lot of times you can't carry them out with you because they're seen as these really, really crazy, terrible offensive weapons. I got to tell you, I don't get it. Now, I know that there are some people who flip these, and I've seen, I don't know, like really professional type people do it, like really super adept at it, and they're pretty amazing. But I think we can agree that the people who are pretty amazing at flipping these things are few and far between. And then, kind of like a few steps beyond that, people who are pretty adept at handling them are also, you know, pretty few and far between. Most people aren't like that. And it's kind of funny. A lot of places actually treat balisongs and butterfly knives like they're switchblades, which is kind of funny. I mean, you figure with something like this, let's use this one. This is a Bear and Sons balisong. I mean, you know, you figure you have this latch in here, and then you have to draw it out from wherever it is it's hiding. Then you have to open the switch, and of course, this is all going to get done quickly. Then you have to get the safe end of the handle, then flip it, and then kind of catch it, and then hold on to it, and then you have your knife. But I mean, most people aren't going to be real adept at taking that out, and yet this is kind of perceived as a threat, whereas some of these other knives wouldn't be. Now, you have a switchblade, an OTF. That's actually a lot quicker than that, but before you think I'm, picking on switchblades, you look at something like this that you could pick up at Walmart, probably in any state in the country. That is a lot faster to deploy, but they'd have no trouble with that. Don't tell them I said so. They'll probably try and ban that because it's assisted opening. It has a spring in there. Now, look at this one here. In case they want to say, well, maybe anything with springs is dangerous because this has a spring, this has a spring. Now, some genius might say, well, that's a switchblade. No, it's not. Well, then it's assisted opening. Nope, no assisted opening. Just a regular knife that's on, I don't even think it's on bearings. I think it's just on washers, like regular run-of-the-mill washers. And it's not even a fancy knife. This was only like $38 or something. And yet, this is faster to deploy, this is faster to deploy, this is faster to deploy. 3 different mechanisms. And yet, this is seen as some type of taboo, highly dangerous weapon. I mean, if you have a clumsy criminal, this is probably more dangerous to the criminal than it is to the person he's going to rob. I could just picture kind of giving a bunch of criminals a butterfly knife. They'll have a bunch of guys walking around with band-aids on because they hurt themselves while trying to mug someone. It just goes to show you how ridiculous some of these knife laws are. They make no sense. And certain things they're okay to carry concealed, but they're not okay to carry open or vice versa. It's just insane. And like I mentioned in a former video, I had to look into this, but I couldn't figure out why assisted openings and this probably isn't the best example because it's an OTF, are okay, but then switchblades aren't. When they kind of seem to function similarly, and the whole thing is, with a switchblade, you're not touching the blade. You're touching a button. But this is okay because you're actually touching the blade when you open it. If you notice this part here, the flipper, is actually a part of the blade. So it opens just as fast as a lot of switchblades do, but it's fine because you're actually touching the blade to open it. They make no sense. Kind of reminds me of gun laws. They make no sense. Just want to bring that out there because so many people kind of treat and then, you know what else is weird too? They treat a lot of the the knife laws treat butterfly knives like Switchblades. They are nothing alike. You figure this one, just press a button, it works. This one you're flipping and using force. And then you have people using the whole gravity knife thing. I mean, please don't tell any of these people that button locks can open and close just using gravity. They'll try and ban those too. You'll have liberals going after the Protec Malibu or the Civivi Altus or any of the other really cool Civivi button locks. I mean, it's just ridiculous. People really need to educate themselves. Of course, a lot of these politicians have a outsized sense of their own importance, intelligence, and competence, so I don't see that ever happening. But I do have to tell you, if you don't have a Balisong, you really should pick one up. It's a lot of fun to just kind of sit there in front of the TV and just kind of flip around. Personally, I'm just happy opening it semi quickly to open a box, and then closing it semi quickly when I'm done, without cutting myself. So far, I'm pretty good at that. I haven't cut myself, although that's probably the major jinx. I haven't cut myself yet, and to someone who doesn't know any better, I almost look like I know what I'm doing. So that's pretty awesome. Well, guys, you have a good one, and I will talk to you later.